Breaking news. Just in case you missed our previous episode, take a look. Why? Why? Oh, the humanity! You did it! You maniacs! You blew it up! Darn you! Darn you to heck! That's right, people. We are back. Back in a New York groove. Actually, no, not back in a New York groove, folks. We are back. Back in a perpetual groove. We're back. Back in a perpetual groove. I don't know the rest of the words of the song. I just know that part. So, guess what, folks? Waves has shaken the audio world, or maybe I should say Waves has caused waves. Shut up with your puns. In the audio world, it's like twice in a week. You know what I mean? That doesn't happen very often, you know? I mean, they did take unprecedented moves in completely blowing up their business and completely changing their business and the way it worked for the past 20 years to be like, hey, you know what? The way you guys have gotten used to buying plugins and, you know, using plugins or whatever, you know, we've done it for 20 years now. We're just going to stop and we're going to make you pay for what you already own, like forever. You know, you're never going to own anything ever. You're just going to have to pay for what you already own if you want to continue to use it. But hey guys, listen, you're completely free to keep your perpetual licenses. You just can't ever upgrade them or sell them or anything. Okay. So, hey, that's a great deal for us. You know, I can just imagine the people in the boardroom who came up with this original idea saying, hey, you know, we have all these people who have mercury. Well, before I get to that, let me just say, for those who just want to dip in here and see what the big deal is, basically everything Waves said over the past couple days, yeah, they're not doing that. Okay. So here's how things are now. Everything's back to how it was, except Waves added a subscription. Okay, so that's that's literally the only thing that has changed at this point, right? So all that horrible stuff that we had to go through for the past couple days, saying we couldn't upgrade our licenses, we couldn't buy individual plugins, that Perpetual's gone, the only possible way to have plugins is a subscription. Yeah, they're just not going to do that, right? Which is hilarious to cause such an uproar in the audio industry and then be like, my bad, we're just not going to do it. Okay, so it's kind of funny when you think about it, to be honest with you. But yeah, so if you just want to dip in here, find out what's going on, that, you know, we just woke up from a nightmare. It was just a nightmare, and the only thing that happened was Waves added a subscription possibility, so you can do that if you want, or you can just continually go along with the way things have always been. Okay, so if that's all you wanted to know, guess what? We're back, baby. We're back in a perpetual groove. I can't say it too often or YouTube's gonna kick me off for, well, I'm gonna have to beep that. YouTube's gonna kick me off for a copyright violation. How dare you have fun or enjoy yourselves? Not on YouTube, folks. Not allowed anymore. Okay, but I mean, can you just imagine the people in the people in the boardroom, right? Being like, how can we make money off of these people who own, you know, bundles, right? Who own Mercury or own Horizon, you know, Horizon, which has been on sale for $199 several times, you know, last year. How are we going to make money off people who already own 150 of our plugins? And also, how are we going to make money on people who just use maybe 5 or 6 of our plugins? And then one guy stands up. He's like, you know what? How about this? How about we make them pay for it again? And they're like, yeah, but they already own everything. How can you pay for something you already own? And they're like, how about this? How about we take away their ability to upgrade what they have? Okay. So if they have Mercury, great. You can't upgrade it anymore. Okay. You want to use the updated version? Pay me. Screw you, pay me. You know, what about the person who only owns 5 or 6 plugins or only uses 5 or 6 plugins? Same thing for them. Hey, guess what? You can't upgrade it anymore. So screw you, pay me. And we just charge the same price, you know, for everything, $25, or you could get the, you know, the lower priced Essentials version, which nobody wants because it doesn't have nearly enough plugins. You know, so just imagine how the boardroom was like, man, this sounds like a great idea. forcing people to pay us for things they already have. Plus, they'll never own anything, so they have to pay us in perpetuity forever and ever. What a great deal. Now, the problem with that is, I think they were kind of in their own bubble when they came out with this original plan. You know, I'm surprised to see them reverse themselves so stupendously and so quickly. You've never seen anything like this, a reversal like this by a company, I don't think ever, let alone in the audio industry, to literally be like, here's the new thing we're doing, and then the next day go, never mind. That I don't think that's ever happened. I had kind of assumed that Waves had probably ran the numbers on this before they decided to go with this completely different way to not even sell plugins, just give access to plugins, I guess. But apparently they didn't run the numbers on it, or again, I think they were in their own bubble, just like, hey, how can we maximize profits? And they didn't bother to ask people who actually buy their stuff. They didn't, I mean, that can happen, man. You can get in your own bubble and not realize that it's not going to work for the vast majority of people who are using your products. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. One of the most spectacular failures that I've ever seen in the audio industry ever, and we've been through the whole deal with Avid and Pro Tools changing their policies, 15 different times, whenever they first went to subscription and got rid of Perpetual and brought it back, and upgrade plans and not upgrade plans and reinstatement plans and just all kinds of stuff, just constantly tweaking and trying to get it somewhere. But that took a long time. That was over, several years they've been changing those plans. But man, Waves just literally said, never mind. That was the response, essentially, to all this. I wonder if the person who thought this was a good idea, I wonder if they still have their job, I wonder. I'm not saying don't get me wrong, I'm not saying anybody should be fired. I'm just saying I wonder if they still have their job, if they're like, hey, you said people would be happy to pay for what they already own and just pay for it over and over, and they're not. I wonder if that guy's like, my bad. Like, okay, well, we'll go ahead and give you a bonus. I don't know. But we'll go through this, folks. So again, perpetual licenses and updates will be back alongside subscriptions. So from what we know today, I'm kind of repeating myself here, but from what we know today, essentially everything is back to normal. The only difference is you can now subscribe to the Creative Access plan, which I've always said is probably a pretty good deal for new people. I never once said it was a horrible, awful, rotten deal. It's only a kind of a not a very good deal if you have, say, Mercury or Horizon, and you already have all the plugins, and you just want to make sure they work, and you don't want the value that you invested in them. You don't want the tens of thousands of dollars that you invested over the years to be reduced to zero overnight, because you couldn't even sell your plugins, folks. Because the only way to sell your plugins, say you've bought Mercury many years ago for $5,000, you've WUP'd it every year, so you've overall invested $7,000-8,000 in that bundle. Well, you weren't able to sell it unless the WUP was current, and they didn't sell WUP anymore. So if you were out of WUP just once, say you were still on 13 or something, and they removed WUP, well, guess what? Now the $7,000-8,000 you've spent, you can't recoup any of it. You can't even recoup, measly $500 or something, So it was all just a bad move to force everyone into a subscription. It was a bad move to not give you the option. It was a bad move to not just give people, at least at the minimum, let people WUP, I didn't see why it would be a problem to let owners continue to WUP. It didn't make any sense to me, but hey, Waves has gone one step further than just bringing back WUP, and apparently they're just gonna bring back everything. Our bad. Sorry about that. Anyway. Okay, let's read this here real quick. So, important update. Perpetual licenses and updates will be back alongside subscriptions. So, following your feedback, we are bringing back the option to purchase and update Perpetual Wave plugin and bundle licenses side by side with the new Waves Creative Access subscriptions, which is what I think basically everybody was saying they should have done in the first place. Like, why not just have the subscription as an option the same way, like Plugin Alliance does? You can subscribe to the mega bundle if you want, but if you just want to buy individual plugins, go right ahead. It doesn't make any sense to force people into the Creative Access subscription unless they had some, I think they were going to try to use Studioverse to sort of be that thing that pulled people into this subscription, because, without having a bunch of the plugins, Studioverse is kind of useless for you, because you really have to have a ton of the plugins for that to really work. If they're going to use AI, as essentially Studioverse is like Easy Mix, but with AI. Or it's like the assistant in Isotope Neutron or an Ozone, where you have your AI assistant to mix. Where essentially, at least I haven't used Studioverse, but from what I can tell, reading about it, it essentially builds a plugin chain for you based on, or not for you, but a lot of them are presets. A lot of them are presets programmed by maybe top producers or something, Why am I not signed in here? I don't know. I'll do that some other time. But it's like, it's like Neutron. It's like Ozone with the AI. And it's also kind of like Easy Mix in that you sort of just choose presets, and also it can like detect exactly what kind of an audio track it is. So you can just put Studio AI on all your different tracks and then just say, hey, it recognizes it's a guitar, it recognizes it's a vocal, whatever, and it can give you some options for professionally produced presets and plugin chains that are basically all set up for you, and then you just have a couple macros to adjust. So I guess that was probably going to be their strategy. It'll still work just fine. There's plenty of people who have tons of Waves plugins, so but I don't know, maybe they'll keep Studioverse as a subscription thing only. Maybe that'll be one of the kickers to get people into that. People who don't really want to mix or want to learn how to mix or learn how to use anything, they can basically just call things up real quick and have it sound great immediately. But anyway, see, we are working to make perpetual licenses available to you again as quickly as possible. We will post real-time updates here as soon as they are available. So I will have this right here, this URL in the description below, and I'll try to put it in the comments as well if you want to check it out for yourself. So here's a letter from the CTO and co-founder that's today, right? Yeah. So I'll just read this out. Dear Waves community. Oh, don't you love it when people call you a community? Hey guys, I know yesterday or 2 days ago, we just said that your $10,000 investment in our company is now null and void and you have to, screw you, pay me. But now we're friends. Okay. We're a community, guys. Hey, everybody, we're cool. No, I have a problem with buzzwords, folks. I don't like buzzwords. I hate buzzwords. I don't get the idea of community. I don't feel like a community. It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, dear Waves community, over the past few days, many of you have expressed concerns about our decision to discontinue. I don't know if it was concerns as much as it was confusion, right? Many of you have expressed confusion about our decision to discontinue perpetual licenses, but okay. Expressed concerns about our decision to discontinue perpetual plugin licenses and our move to an exclusive. I love the word exclusive, by the way. Exclusive is another word, a nicer word than saying forced, right? This is exclusive. Oh, you mean forced? Okay. Sorry, to an exclusive plugin subscription model. And we all want to be exclusive, of course. I would like to start by apologizing. I don't need your apology. I don't like people who apologize. Don't apologize. Just say, my bad. We changed things. Sorry about that. Stop with the community buzzwords. Stop with apologize. Stop with prostrating yourself and whipping yourself with a cat of nine tails. I don't need that. Just fix the problem and let's move on. That's literally all you have to do. I'm already getting, listen, we got what we wanted, folks. Like, everybody got what they wanted, and now I'm more upset about the apology than the original decision to make everything subscription. Anyway, I'll get through this. I will. I can't stand buzzwords. All right, I would like to start by apologizing for the frustration we have caused many of you, our loyal customers. We understand that our move was sudden and disruptive and did not sufficiently take into consideration your needs, wishes, and preferences. We are genuinely sorry for the distress it has caused. Again, don't do this. We don't need this line. After respectfully listening to your concerns, yeah, let me rewrite this. After watching our bank account be drained. Okay, listen, guys. I got nothing against Waves. I understand companies got to make money. I don't. The thing I never understood was why take away the perpetual in the first place. Listen, guys, they screwed up. Okay, they screwed up. They're admitting they screwed up. They realize, okay, we were kind of in a bubble when we made that. So, give them another chance, man. There's people out there now being like, no, we'll never give them another chance. Well, what do you want? Like, you complained and complained and complained that they were taking away perpetual and WUP and all this stuff. And now they're like, oh, sorry, we're going to put it back. And now you're like, screw them. I don't understand that. I don't get it. It's like, they're doing what you want. Shouldn't you be happy about that? I don't get it. I don't get it either. I don't know, man. Where am I at in this? In this buzzword-ridden apology? Where are we at? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, we are genuinely sorry. So after respectfully listening to your concerns, I want to share with you that we are bringing back the perpetual plugin license model side by side with the new subscriptions, as it always should have been. You will again be able to get plugins as perpetual licenses just as before. In addition, those of you who already own perpetual licenses will once again be able to update your plugins and receive a second license via the Waves update plan. The mighty WUP. You're getting WUP'd, boy. Again, okay, just as before. So like I said earlier, right here, just as before, okay? So everything is going back to the way it was. They're just adding a subscription. I just summed up your entire apology in like one tiny little sentence. But all right, let's go ahead. This option, too, will be available alongside and independently of the subscription program. So that's literally just what I said. It's going back to normal. We introduced a subscription. Sorry for the problems. That's all you needed. Okay, but whatever. We are currently putting all our efforts into making perpetual licenses available to you again as quickly as possible. In the meantime, you can keep up to date on this webpage, where we will post real-time updates as they are available. I would like you to know. Listen, let's get more intimate here, folks. Ready? I would like you to know that we are committed to you, our users. We listen to your feedback, and we will continue to listen to you. Waves is a company filled with users and creators just like you, and we are all passionate about the products as you are. With this in mind, we will strive to find a way to make things right by you and hopefully regain your trust. I'm sorry. Like, geez, man, you don't need this. Anyway, thank you for your feedback and continued support. I wish you all the best. That is from the CTO and co-founder of Waves Audio. Yuck. It's like, you can tell this was run through. This was run through some department to make sure it was loaded. Loaded with buzzwords. Don't need that, folks. Nobody cares about your apology. Just fix the problem. And hey, listen, I give them kudos for like saying they made a mistake and whatnot and going back on it. I got no problem with Waves now. None at all. I really didn't have a problem with them before. It's like, listen, this is what happens. What do you want from me? Sometimes things suck. Get over it. I don't know. I don't know, man. Doesn't make it the right move. It definitely wasn't the right move to do, but what are you going to do? Sometimes things suck. That's how it is. But hey, we're back. Perpetual's back. That's a good thing. It's a good thing that they have a subscription available for people who want that. It's always a good choice. It's always good to have more choices, especially for new people as they get in here. They don't have to spend, $2,000 on, Mercury or something in order to try out all the plugins now, right? They can just head in there, grab their Waves Ultimate subscription for a few months, spend $50, $75. They can use all the plugins for 3 months straight, you know, find out which ones they like, which ones they don't. And instead of being out $2,000 or more, from buying Mercury, they can now figure out just the ones they want, So it's really a huge savings for new people, not having to invest massive amounts of money into the perpetual licenses. So I still say it's a good deal for new people. It's a good deal for people who just kind of drop in and out of audio. If you're only mixing, if you have a day job or whatever, and you're mixing audio, only a couple months a year, well, then you don't, if you spend $2,000 on Mercury, there's no reason for that. I mean, you can just subscribe for the couple months that you need it and then drop off when you don't. So it can save you money like that. But again, for a lot of us, we have a ton of plugins already. So having to pay for them again and again and again, literally forever, didn't make any sense. And, caused problems, according to the Waves apology here. What did they say? Oh, expressed concerns. It caused concerns that we would have to continually pay money for things we already own, folks. Also, something messed up. I opened Wave Central the other day, and there was some updates. I'm like, okay, well, let's update this. And now, when I go to load a lot of my Waves plugins, they're not showing up. I hope they didn't mess up the licensing system when they were back there. All of my Mercury licenses, it shows that they're authorized and the plugins are clearly installed, but they won't launch. So everything that's authorized with my Mercury license will not launch. It is I don't know what went on. All I did was open Wave Central yesterday. That's all I did, and I clicked the update button. I probably shouldn't have done that. But I'm gonna have to uninstall everything, put the licenses back in the cloud, reinstall again. But I'll probably wait a couple days till they get the whole backend thing, since they're moving, they're changing everything back. So I'm sure there's some bugs in the back end that are preventing things from working properly. But that's it, folks. That is the big news of the day. That all of that stuff that people were upset about, yeah, it's just not gonna happen. It's over, folks. Perpetual licenses are back, or will be back. WUP will be back, and you'll be able to buy your individual plugins, and you'll also be able to subscribe to just whatever you want. It's going to take a few days for them to get the website working, again as it was. But this is a good thing, man. It really is a good thing. I don't understand what bubble they were in, but going to subscription only didn't make any sense when you got people like Plugin Alliance around with the mega bundle, where it's like, listen, you can have the mega bundle if you want, or you can buy individual licenses. If you go the mega bundle route, the now, I guess, they changed this a little bit too. I guess it's just with the XXL now, but you get XXL now. They changed this. They changed the names a few months ago, or maybe a year ago. But you get to keep 10 plugins every year, So that's an insane deal. You pay $300 for the XXL bundle, use every single plugin, and then at the end of the year, keep 10 of them for yourself, right? And a lot of these plugins never go on sale for $29. So essentially, with the Mega Bundle XXL, you're just buying the 10 plugins that you really want to use, and you're getting a great deal on them. Plus you're getting to use every other plugin for an entire year. So I mean, everybody should do the Mega XXL bundle at least once, right? And get those core 10 plugins that you really want, that you really want to use in your mixing over your entire career. And that's going to save you a ton of money because, again, a lot of these, they never go on sale for $29, right? So even if you figure $29 per plugin times 10 plugins, that's essentially $300. So whatever. It just makes more sense to subscribe to this for 1 year, get your 10 plugins, and then drop off the plan if you don't want, So my point is with a bundle like that available, Waves really needs to bring something more than just a subscription. It's like, especially for people who already have a ton of their plugins. What benefit would somebody get who already has Horizon or already has Mercury? What are they going to get for $25 a month? Studioverse? Okay, well, is one AI plugin worth $25 a month? You're not getting anything. There's no value there for a lot of people. Again, plenty of value for somebody brand new, so they don't have to invest thousands of dollars up front, but not of a lot of value for somebody that already has literally everything that Waves has ever made, except for some of the live plugins that I don't need. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. I'm sure. Listen, folks, I think subscription is coming. Subscription only is coming to basically every digital product in the future. Owning digital things is going to be a thing of the past, right? So, currently we treat plugins or digital things like property, like assets sometimes. But they're going to be treated as subscriptions in the future. They're going to be treated as just things you pay for, like your water bill, like services. It's going to be software as a service. That's what we're coming to. And I am not looking forward to the day, folks, and it is coming, when you have to pay you have to pay for your OS subscription. I say, hey, did you pay your Mac OS subscription this month? Did you pay your Windows subscription this month? Because otherwise it's going to shut down. That's what's going to happen eventually, folks. It's not what I want, it's not what you want, but eventually we're going to be paying to just use Windows every month. It's going to be, they'll start out cheap, 99 cents, stay up to date with Windows, just $1 a month. Yeah. And they'll do the same thing over on Mac. Of course, Mac will be $1.99 because they always have to charge more for everything. It'll be only $1.99 and you can stay up to date on your Mac. Yeah. And that's how it'll start. And before you know it, every single thing will be a way to just get more money from you. And everything will be a subscription. You won't own anything. Everything will be rented. Everything will be subscribed to. Everything will be a service. Nothing will be property anymore. That's where we're going, folks. That is going to be where it is, so enjoy it. Buy a bunch of plugins right now that you think you can use for an entire career, at least whatever you think you're going to need for a long period of time, because the subscription only push is not going away, folks. It is coming back. I'm not saying it's coming back by waves very soon, but I'm saying it's going to come back. It's going to be another company pretty soon. There's going to be some company that we all use, that we all like, that's going to go, hey, let's just try the same thing. although the failure here for this to succeed by waves might have delayed other manufacturers from trying their push to subscription only for a few more years, But, I say in 5 more years, at least in 10 more years, we're probably going to have 90% of our plugins be subscription only. I mean, it just seems like that's where it's going, unless something substantial can change, folks. Because again, we have AI coming into everything, and plugins are going to start integrating AI into everything, and AI is going to be something that has to continually be worked on. So in a sense, it would make more sense to subscribe to a plugin that's continually being worked on, because the AI algorithm is always going to keep getting better. So if you just buy one version of it, you're going to be out of date, within a couple months with the speed of, the speed of technology. But hey, we're talking about the future here, folks. Let's just focus on the present. Let's just enjoy the fact that we're back in a perpetual mood here, folks. Perpetual licenses and updates will be back for Waves plugins, and they have added the subscription. All right, so we can bring down the terror alert level and take it back down, because Waves is back, folks. Your perpetual licenses are back. Your WUP is back, and we now have a fairly priced subscription, which is much better than the previous subscriptions they were pushing, because that was greatly overpriced in my opinion. But this is actually a pretty good deal for people who are new or who don't have any Waves plugins. You know, maybe there could be some value added stuff to this in the future to pull people who already own Horizon or Mercury, but right now the value just isn't there for people who already have all the plugins. Why would I pay you $25 a month for everything I already own? And by the way, I own everything twice because I have 2 licenses for Mercury. So I don't feel like I should have to pay $25 a month to, you know, pay for the things I already have, you know. But hey, we don't have to now, because once again, perpetual licenses are back. We can update our plugins. WUP is back. Everything goes back to normal, but they have added a subscription. All right, folks. So that's the breaking news for today. Your perpetual licenses are back. Your WUP is back. Everything everybody wanted is back. And Wave said, hey, sorry about that. My bad.